Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
It's over 9,000!
What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right. Cut it!
People love Japanese games and anime for their unique blend of captivating storytelling, vibrant artistry, and cultural distinctiveness. These mediums often feature intricate narratives that explore deep, emotional themes, fantastical worlds, or relatable coming-of-age tales, resonating with a global audience. The visual style, whether it's the detailed character designs in an anime or the innovative aesthetics of games like The Legend of Zelda or Final Fantasy, offers a refreshing departure from Western convention. Additionally, Japanese creators frequently infuse their work with elements of their culture, such as folklore, philosophy, or humor, giving fans an exotic yet accessible experience. This combination of creativity, emotional depth, and escapism fosters a passionate, dedicated following worldwide. This paragraph here is why people love Japanese media, be it video games or anime. Growing up, playing Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, seeing the emotion that's in all of those games. I remember Final Fantasy 8 really sticking out to me because the emotions and the connection and the love story between the two main protagonists of that video game. Going up into space, like the little love cutscene they had up there with the music.
Let me come to you, close as I wanna be, close enough for me to feel.
It was at that time, as a teenager, it blew me away. It was the first time I truly experienced something like that in any form of media. American video games just can't do that. They haven't been able to do that. And so the problem we've run into recently is that a lot of the Western issues, the Western problems, are trying to influence Japanese media, Japanese video games, Japanese anime.
Fella you're with, the black kid, dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
You are racist.
They're trying to change what Japanese companies put into these games, put into these anime, because the Western sensibilities have to be placated to.
Now you have adults going, I was offended, and I have rights.
And the problem is, a lot of these people don't understand in Japan that that's not what people want. That's not what made your anime or your manga or your video games popular. You're killing yourself if you play into this. Look at how well a lot of the Western comics, Western entertainment is doing. They're floundering at this point. Disney, Marvel, DC, Hollywood. It's constant remakes. It's constant nostalgia based at this point. They don't make things like they used to in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s that honestly were very unique and funny. They didn't have to be billion-dollar, box office hits. Nowadays, it's either a billion-dollar box office hit or it's a flop. Japan needs to stick to their guns. They need to stick to what made Japan great in the first place, to what made everybody in the world clamor for Japanese content, whether it be games, anime, manga. So over on Nintendo Life, Sakurai says Japanese developers should avoid trying to appeal to Western taste. He's right. Now, I apologize if I butcher names. I am not Japanese, so if I don't pronounce it correctly, apologies. But Super Smash Bros. Creator Masahiro Sakurai was recently awarded the Art Encouragement Prize from the Japanese government's Agency for Cultural Affairs for his remarkable achievement with the Masahiro Sakurai on Creating Games YouTube channel. As part of that, he conducted an interview with Intex in which he stressed the need for Japanese developers to focus on creating games with domestic appeal rather than trying to cater to Western taste. And he's right. That's an entirely based and correct answer. That is what made this whole industry a billion-dollar industry. That's what made everybody in the world clamor for this. It was the unique perspective that Japanese put onto their content that we didn't see anywhere else. When asked how Japan can keep up with booming gaming markets in regions such as China, Sakurai simply stated, "It's not really my own idea, but as an industry trend, I think Japanese people should keep pursuing the things that Japanese people like." Take Black Myth Wukong, for example. It was full of Chinese folklore, Chinese mythology, just everything about it was Chinese. And people ate it up. They sold a shit ton and made $1 billion. Now, I will admit that the Chinese government is part of the problem in how they're notorious for censoring anime, TV shows, movies, anything that might be considered anti-Chinese, or anything that might, like World of Warcraft. It's well documented how they forced Blizzard to censor part of their game over there as well. So they are part of the problem. But I am using that one game as an example that sticking to your roots, your lore, your own culture, your own jokes, your own just everything, it sells. People love it. He goes on to say that the success of Japanese games in the West had led many teams in the region to join a growing trend of making Americanized works. Yes, and it has fucking sucked. They started this like decades ago, and initially it was bad, but it wasn't horrible because we were at least happy we were getting these games. But it's gotten worse and worse and worse. However, he doesn't necessarily believe that the Western gamers are looking for this. They're not. Nobody is looking for what they are doing in the West. Nobody. That's why their games flop, and they don't want Japanese people to do the same thing. He went on stating, "I think that they seek the uniqueness and fun of Japanese games." Thank you. I can't tell you how many times I have said this. This is what made Japanese games, their manga, their anime, that industry. This is what made that explode. People loved the unique outlook, the unique culture that they got to taste anytime they bought and played these games or watched that anime. There's things you're going to see there that you won't see anywhere else. This comment comes at an interesting time for Silent Hill fans. The recent transmission broadcast for Silent Hill F highlighted a desire to bring the series back to its Japanese roots. With series producer Motoi Okamoto, I'm butchering that, I apologize, as stated, as Silent Hill was based in the West for the longest time, it felt like the Japanese influence was fading. As such, the latest entry will be the first to take place solely in Japan. And I'm telling you, I've never played Silent Hill, but if this is what they're doing, I can promise you, I will be playing this game. I want to support any Japanese company that wants to make things great for Japan again. I'm all for that. A country should focus on what makes that country great. Don't lose its culture. I mean, the problem with the West is they're losing their culture, at least in the US. They're losing their culture. And that's why I may not agree with the censorship that the Chinese government does. But the one thing I will give the Chinese government prompts for is they are really big on patriotism, really big on protecting the culture of their country. And I support that. I think you should be proud of your nation. You should be proud of what your country stands for, of the people in your country. I mean, that's just me. But Masahiro Sakurai stressed that his opinion is just one way of looking at the topic, but we think it's a pretty sound approach, which I agree. We love Japanese games here at Nintendo Life because they're so distinctly Japanese, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Again, I agree. I think this is the approach that a lot of Japanese companies, whether it be games, anime, manga, whatever, need to have. I think it's great. Again, you need to remember what made your product great worldwide to begin with, and you need to stick with that. There is no need to fix something that's not broke. Keep the original recipe. Don't fall for all the crap that the Western, individuals, whoever or whatever they may be, are trying to force into your product. Your product was great without their influence to begin with. This all started when Nintendo and another company, Sony, for example, opened up American branches, and they started getting American people in there, and they started getting undue influence by those people. It may be for money reasons, like they wanted an influx of cash. I don't know. But the problem is the West and the influence, and Japan needs to move away from being susceptible to that influence. So anyway, I wanted to make a shorter video. I thought this was very important. You guys needed to be aware of what's going on. I think it's great. I love this, and I look forward to hopefully more coming from them. That's more Japanese focused because I fell in love with their culture and their you know entertainment for that reason. So anyway, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will talk to you guys next time.
誰にでも優しくしないででもそこ